I bought $500 of Amazon knives, and today we're gonna find out if they're any good.
That had one in it.
I know. Our cheapest is £5, our most expensive is £107, and we're gonna be taking these 9 candidates through a barrage of tests to find out which is the best value for money, there is absolutely no use for this in the kitchen, and which is the best. Useless knife! Ooh, this one's got its own sheath. That is fake Damascus. Another fake, surely. Well, bloody hell, that is actually really beautiful. The first 3 criteria that we're going to be judging all these knives on is looks, feel, and whether there are any fraudulent claims about Damascus steel on the blades. First up, purchased for £5.35 is the Chef Aid stainless steel chef's knife. It is incredible to me that it is possible to manufacture this and get this to us for £5.35, but you definitely get what you pay for. Sharp edges, not very nice in the hand, and quite ugly. 1 out of 5 looks, 2 out of 5 feel. £10.58, the Higgy-Plas. The improvements here over the other are that it has a distal taper along the spine. It gets thinner towards the tip. 2 out of 5 looks, 2 out of 5 feel. Things get really interesting with the Go Fire knife. It's got an integral bolster, a butt cap, and it has the appearance of a Damascus steel blade, but it's a fake. It's been lasered on. This is not real patterned steel, and I would crucify it in our rating about fraudulent claims about Damascus if it wasn't for the fact that the listing doesn't describe patterned steel in any way, shape, or form. The only potentially misleading thing is that the picture obviously makes it look like Damascus. 2.5 looks, 2.5 feel, 2.5 on our fraudulent Damascus scale. The Billion Duo chef's knife, £19.31. The ugliest of the bunch so far, as comfortable as a brick in the hand. Not very good, and we need to investigate if this is indeed real Damascus or pattern welded steel. So we're going to sand into it and then we're going to etch it. Into some acid. Well, I'll be. It is ever so slightly etching it. I think that might be real Damascus. 1 looks, 1 feel, 4 Damascus, because the pattern's kind of ugly. The Nanfang Damascus knife for £25.19. Also featuring an integral bolster and appearing to be of a Sanmai construction with a Damascus cladding. It's fairly attractive and feels very good in the hand, the best so far. You'll note that it appears that they've TIG welded the blade to the integral bolster.
A bloody integral then, is it?
It kind of sounds pretty separate to me, but is it actually Damascus? Oh, yes! It's real pattern welded steel. How this can be made and shipped to my door for £25 is blooming mind-blowing to me. And obviously sometimes it raises a question as to whether we are over-reliant on imported, inexpensive products like this. It sounds like GM General Motors also thinks so, as they want parts makers to pull supply chains from China. Amidst US-China friction, the car maker set deadlines for some suppliers to end China sourcing by 2027. And using Ground News' fantastic bias comparison feature, we can see the different ways that left-leaning or right-leaning outlets are reporting on this. Ground News is an app and website designed to help you compare news coverage between different political perspectives and help us challenge our biases and get as close to the truth as possible. It provides a fantastic, easy-to-read summary of the news, and as well helps me find my blind spots to see news that I might otherwise have missed. All of this helps us escape our own bubbles and echo chambers, and I think that that's a pretty awesome thing. I love getting my news with Ground News. I think it's a fantastic product, and I hope that you go check it out by going to groundnews.com/Alec or by scanning the QR code on screen, because there you are going to get 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the same plan that I use. Again, go to groundnews.com/Alec to get 40% off the Vantage plan. We appreciate you supporting our sponsors. Let's get back to it. 3.5, 4, 4.5. The Keymake for £46. I think it's been painted. The overall shape isn't bad. It's a bit unrefined. It feels like a blunt force weapon. 2.5, 2. Keymake Damascus, £66.49. Oh, wow. Integral bolster, integral butt cap, micarta or G10 scales. This is the most elaborate construction of all of the knives that we've seen so far. However, yep, the blade has been TIG welded to the integral bolster. It looks okay, it feels all right in the hand, but is it actually Damascus? Bloody hell, it's real. 3.5, 3, 4. Ow! It's sharp. For £100 and 69 pence, nice. The Hezen. This is the knife that out of the box I've been most excited to get up close and personal to. I think this is truly beautiful. The pattern is incredibly complex on the Damascus steel. It's another TIG welded on integral bolster knife like the others, but it does look clean. Feels fantastic in the hand. This is what I like in a chef's knife. 4.5, 4.55. Our most expensive, the Wüsthof Classic, 107 pounds, integral bolster, pinned on scales, a bit heavy, and not as pretty as we'd like. 4, 3.5. Here's how the scores look so far. Remember, if it's not Damascus, it automatically gets the benefit of a 5. The loser so far is the Billion with 6 total points, and the Hezen is in the lead with 14. Next up, we're going to use my Rockwell hardness tester to measure how hard these blades are. A good kitchen knife would ideally have a hardness of 60 on the Rockwell C scale.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, bro. 38 Rockwell! That's awful! 51.5 Rockwell, that is not great. So I did 1 on the bevel, and I think it like pushed the tip over. 49.5 Rockwell. Ooh, 55! 53.5. 43. No good. Oh! 35.5. The softest blade was the Keymake Damascus blade at 47, and the hardest was the Wüsthof Classic at 56 Rockwell C. And what's interesting about this is some of these blades in their product listings have a hardness listed, and the only blade to actually line up with how it's described is the Wüsthof Classic. On their website, they say 56 to 58 Rockwell. That's what we measured it at here. Now, I will say this is a small sample size of one blade, and getting accurate Rockwell hardness readings within the core of these sandmine blades is not the easiest thing in the world. It's on an angle. So there's a little bit of a pinch of salt that you've got to take these readings with, and the proof of the pudding is going to be in our durability tests. So next up, we're going to get the calipers out and see which blade has the thinnest edge. We're going to be measuring just behind the secondary bevel. 0.7 millimeters, 0.3 millimeters. This thing is a bloody axe, Jamie. That shouldn't be a knife. 0.26, 0.25, 0.36, 0.21. Oh! With a whopping 0.7 millimeters behind the secondary bevel, this is the loser. The winner is the Hezen with 0.21 millimeters behind the secondary bevel, which in my view is much more appropriate for a chef's knife. The thinner it is behind that bevel, the less you have to push the material either side.
Does that mean it's going to be the sharpest one?
Not necessarily. That's what we're about to find out. Oh, much better. Look at that on a 4. Oh, bro, that is a laser. I have never made anything that sharp myself. I think the Nanfang brothers is getting a 5, folks. I'm very pleasantly surprised with how sharp these knives are. You can hear it ringing. Can you hear that? You just cut it, and then it plays you a song. The Wüsthof, that'll do very nicely. The loser is the Chef Aid, the winner is the Nanfang. Next up, the veg test. First up, of course, the 5-pound Chef Aid. A bit like a hatchet. That takes some serious force. Oh! Bottom of the barrel, 1 out of 5. The Higgy-Plast food sticks to it. It's ideal when the food doesn't stick to it. Oh, much better on the carrots. Feels a lot less utilitarian, a lot more like a fine tool. 3 out of 5. Not bad. Now the Nanfang. This one was the sharpest of the bunch. Oh yes. I think that is just as sharp feeling here as it is with the paper. Definitely feels like the finest blade so far. Sharp, but heavy. Some people like that, but it does mean it's a little bit more like an axe than a laser. I think this also has the best food release. Almost nothing has got stuck to it. These sharp corners are letting it down. 3.5 out of 5. Ooh. Much more comfy in the hand. The Hezen. Oh yes. This is the best of all of them in the hand. That feels so good. Onion chop. Ow! That's my favorite so far. It's quite wedge-like. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, that did that fabulously. The Chef Aid came in last again. This fellow won, and special mention to the Billion Duo. It's not been performing very well so far, but its very thin design actually helped in this test, and it scored quite an admirable 4 out of 5. Next up, the rope cut durability test. Here we go. Oh my lord. 1. 3. 8. Ah! Come on! It's barely cutting. All right, that is 15 cuts in 4 minutes 45, and that is not very sharp anymore. Oh my goodness. 2, 3. That is night and day. 5. I cannot believe that difference. Boom. 36 seconds. Hardness has impressed us. 4. Boom. 40.8. Wow, that one's not doing it. 45. Oh my goodness. 23 seconds. 32 seconds. 29.
Your favorite.
It's my favorite. 3. Not as sharp as the Nanfang, but it's pretty good. 24. Last but not least, the worst stuff. Mate, this is good. Woo! 21.85. That means that our winner was the tried and true Wusthof, our most expensive knife. Runner-up, the Nafang, and proving the point that you should buy once and cry once, our cheap and cheerful Chef Aid is at the bottom of the pack again. After the rope. Pretty good, as normal. Oh yeah, still plenty good. This key make is not as sharp as it was. They're all still cutting paper, but what if you find yourself in a predicament where you have some electrical work to do and you've got nothing but the Amazon chef knife you bought? Yeah, it doesn't like that so much. I don't know how it's possible, but the Chef Aid looks completely pristine, though it's not as sharp as it once was. Dude, that is toast. 20. Ooh! That thing got eaten. Ugh. How is the Chef Aid winning here, Jamie? It is not looking good. All right then, only 1 chip. Not bad. Oh no, we destroyed the best edge. It was the sharpest and now it's ruined. 18, 17, 18, 19, 20. Not terrible. That was the best at this, though. This is the best electrician's chef's knife there is. And there's like no damage to the edge. Oh, get in. There's barely a scratch on it. Hardly a dent on the Wusthof. If you're building a Brompton bicycle and you need to cut down your brazing rods, but all you've got is a chef's knife. Oh! No! Well, that's not good. Oh! Wow. You impressed us, Higgy Plaz, and now you have failed catastrophically. This is the worst failure so far. Mate, it won't even go through. It can't even trim a brazing rod. There is absolutely no use for this in the kitchen if you can't cut a brazing rod. Go fire. Ugh! No! Failure! Flying through the brazing rod! But at what cost? Come on, don't fail me now, Nanfang brothers. Go on! Let's go! That's not good. It's not very
Hey, well, you know why the Chef Aid held up so well? Because
Why?
it's bloody thick as an axe.
This is true. It has the thickest edge of all of them. So it does make sense that it's surviving so much, whereas all the others are just completely disintegrating. Oh my gosh, Jamie, look at this. We have left pieces of the knife stuck inside the brazing rod. Wow, look at that.
You sure you want to do this?
No, I was actually really hoping I'd keep this chef's knife in my kitchen, because it's really quite nice. Oh! Oh! Useless! Useless knife! Wusthof. She took some serious damage. Chef Aid was the winner of that test, and Hygieplast was the loser. Now let's see how they'd perform if you needed to use them as crowbars to break into a bank. Chef Aid, bend in 3, 2, 1. I think we found its weakness. Broke right at the tang. Gotta finish it off. Whoa! Whoa! Pretty good. Well, Chef Aid, you've done well in the last parts of this test, not so well in the previous parts. Bending. Oh, that's impressive. Very Do you think that's too much to put in a YouTube video? Come on, go fire. Oh, very impressive. What's very interesting, this is one of the knives with the TIG welded on integral bolster, and we can see it is vastly strong enough for the application of a chef's knife, but I think it would pop here with much more bending. All right, this should be a nice and strong construction. Full tang. Wow. Golly, the benefits of that full tang construction really shining now in case you need to pry open anything. Next up, the Nafang brothers, previously the sharpest of them all. That's horrifying. Another TIG welded bolster construction, but it held up much better than the previous one. With the key make. The hidden tank construction is definitely the weakest of them all. Look at that. Key make Damascus. Wow, that was catastrophic. That broke right at the weld that joined the integral, in quotes, bolster to the Damascus blade. In the previous example of this technique, it was strong enough. Here it was not. I'm very sad about doing this. Should I just keep it in my kitchen cabinet, Jamie? No, I'm gonna sharpen this thing and keep it.
Well, if you're gonna do that, can you not snap the other last one? I'll keep that one.
All right, Jamie, you can have the wood stuff. So my conclusions from this rigorous testing is as follows. If you want to make the strongest knife in the world, you should avoid the hidden tank construction. It likes to go pop. Welded on bolsters are not as strong as forged bolsters. And so long as you spend more than £5, almost any knife you buy is going to be quite sharp out of the box. Ultimately, the best value for money is the Nafang Brothers. This for £25, I don't know how they do it. It does not have a properly forged construction with an integral bolster, but just because it's not my idea of a perfect knife doesn't mean I'm not impressed with how they came up with the processes to make this. My personal favorite of the bunch was this fella right here, although I do feel quite conflicted to say that because this is a rip-off of the designs of chef's knives that my mates in America have been making for the last 10 years. Looks a lot like some of Will's knives and some of his mentors' knives and all of that. Here in the UK or in America, you can't hardly buy the steel to make the Damascus, to make the billet, to make this knife for the cost that buying this knife shipped to your door from China costs. That is bloomin' scary. Mass production is going to come for us all, folks. So it's all the more reason to support your local maker, your local bladesmith, if you've got the spare cash. Also, please go to groundnews.com/Alec to get 40% off the Vantage plan with our sponsor, Ground News. See you all soon. Bye-bye.